Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And got a good one for you today. So, walking the golf course and look at all the duckies and the geese. We got a warning from the one and only Jamie Dimon. And this one is pretty spectacular. And I want to share this with you guys. Before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Share this with absolutely everybody. And don't forget, we have an email list that you can sign up for. An email went out just a couple days ago. Check your spam filter. And also, if you want more exclusive content, there's Patreon. And we just had another Patreon video go out too. So check that out. Now, Jamie Dimon just issued a warning. Now, here's the thing. I always have said one thing, and that is look at very wealthy people. Look at what they're doing, look at what they're investing in, because it's important to see the trends and what they're buying and what they're selling and what they're doing with their money, because we can learn a lot. Okay, well, I don't have any money, Dan, so why does this concern me? Well, it should concern you for a million reasons, because Jamie Dimon's warning to the wealthy investors on a conference call that finally got leaked today was that you need to prepare for something much worse than a recession. He feels that there's a 20 to 30% chance that there's going to be something much worse than a recession. And then, this is the crazy part, another 20 to 30% chance that it's going to be much worse than that. So he didn't want to use the D word. He didn't want to say depression, but he said, get yourself ready for whatever could happen, and that people need to understand that the hurricane warning, he said, there's definitely storm clouds upon us, and you're going to see major problems. So, he had told everybody, as far as real estate, he's seen problems in real estate, problems with banking. The thing I got a kick out of, he's also talking about the oil industry and how people need to get real with the oil industry, and that it does not hurt us if we go out and if we pump oil here in the States. It's not going to hurt our climate plan that they have. And it is ridiculous to think that it will. So, bravo to him for saying that at least. But everything that he had talked about, he talked about politics, he talked about looking at both sides. People are so leery and want to stay in their lane and not look at the other side. But as far as financial sides, you should look at both sides right now. And you should take a look at what people are doing and what they're putting their money into and get some knowledge from that. All the geese are walking across the street. So, solid advice, guys, as far as I'm concerned. But this is one of the first things that we've heard about them giving us a serious warning about anything, okay? And, hurricane, storm clouds ahead. I think it's serious, and I think everybody should look at this. Now, Mr. Dimon went and sounded the alarm on inflation and how it's going to destroy the middle class, and it's hurting the weakest Americans, to say the least. He also talked about how, China is having major problems with their real estate right now, and that everybody thinks that they're this global powerhouse when it comes to real estate, and that they're going to experience such a huge problem. I'm going to watch this guy hit out of the bunker. See if he does anything. But we're going to see major problems when it comes to, got it on the green. Going to see if there's a problem with real estate. But he says, the infrastructure of China, and as far as the problems that they're having with real estate and with their economy and with oil and the need for it, is devastating. Russia, same thing. With everything that's happening between Russia and Ukraine, this is just putting a strain on absolutely everything right now. Now, here in the States, again, in this call, and as these things get leaked out, he's talking more about how we need to have oil in our oil reserves, and we need to pump oil here, and why can't people get it through their thick heads that if we pump oil here, it doesn't hurt the climate. I mean, you people that are all or nothing with this stuff, we have to have it all green energy. Look at Sri Lanka, look at Germany, look at all these other places that tried to do this and failed miserably right now. I understand the green energy thing, I understand solar, I understand all this stuff, but we've got to wait to get there. To sit there and say it's got to be done by Thursday is going to be a problem. And I give Mr. Dimon credit because of that. And his whole thing of, he talked about a lot of stuff. He talked about woke politics and the damage and all this stuff and what it's doing to the economy. But again, this was designed for the super wealthy people. And I really wish this guy would come out and talk to us common folk this way, because it would make us have more respect for a guy like this, because I don't have a tremendous amount of respect for this country club ass clown. Okay, so that's just me. But again, I love talking to super wealthy people because they all do things differently, whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, whether it's they invest in companies, whether they lend money, whatever they do, it's always an education, whether it's precious metals or anything. That's the other thing, is that, I am a firm believer that silver is going to go through the roof soon. I absolutely believe that. JP Morgan had 3 executives that were tried recently, and one guy was let off completely. The most serious charges they were acquitted on, but these guys were charged and were found guilty for certain things with the manipulation of the silvers market. And what they would do that was absolutely brilliant was these guys would go out and do something called spoofing, where they would place a trade for a huge amount of money and a lot of silver and make it look like, wow, the market's going in a certain direction with these trades, and then they would cancel the trades. And with that, it would give you the illusion that things were going up or things were going down. And with that, it was complete manipulation. And they did this for decades, doing this stuff. These 3 cats finally get charged. These 2 guys got convicted, and it's going to be serious. So it'll be interesting to see what happens if they do any, real jail time or not. But, focus is on the silver market right now. And I, for one, am one of these people that believes that silver is undervalued. I just bought silver over the weekend, and I love it. I absolutely believe in it. Here's another 10-ounce bar. Silver's right around the filming of this video at $20.50, give or take. I'm a firm believer in watching your premiums that you pay for this stuff, because talking to all the places I went to, and I went to about a dozen different places, to ask them, hey, you've heard the rumors that silver could drop as low as $8. Well, if it is, I'm not selling at that price. And if I did sell silver at $8, then I would charge you a $15 premium, was the consensus. And I didn't say, this is what this guy said, what would you do? That's what they told me. So you're seeing these crazy low numbers spit out. But why are all these wealthy people buying metals now, buying silver? I had one guy write me and said, oh my gosh, I bought gold and lost $185. And again, I think gold is going to go through the roof. Not giving you guys financial advice, but I think that you're going to see $3,000 gold at some point. Call me crazy, call me anything you want. The Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies, very interesting right now, what's happening with that. There's one cryptocurrency, Shiba Inu, that is getting all this buzz, and people are sending me all these different stories about that. So we'll see if that's going to go anywhere. But do you guys buy cryptocurrencies? What are you into? What's the thing? Is it Ethereum? Is it Bitcoin? Bitcoin's not a cryptocurrency, Dan. It's blockchain. Whatever. I don't need to be corrected, guys. I just want to know, these coins, are you buying the coins? Doge Coin, Shiba, all that stuff. The rumor is that you're going to see retailers pick up Shiba Inu, is what I'm being told, whether it's true or not. And the ducks are coming out. So, let me know about this stuff. But again, the rich people, what they're doing, what they're talking about, this is interesting to say the least. And, again, I would have more respect for Jamie Dimon if he spoke to us about this. But again, his wealthy clientele, that's who he's protecting, and that's who he had this conference call with. But all the stories, I gathered 3 different stories from this guy, and they're great. The one thing that blew me away was him with oil and the energy sector, and how we need to get real with this, guys. And it doesn't mean that we're against climate change if we pump oil right now. We need to get ourselves in a realistic place and not cut it off to where people are starving. That's the other thing. Food insecurities. He's talking about how you're going to see people starve to death around the world. And this is from Jamie Dimon. This is from him saying that there's going to be massive amounts of people that are going to have hunger problems, in Europe and in Russia and in China, for that matter, as a result of the current situation. He sees that we're more stable, but we have real problems, which brings up California. California, our tomato crop is getting decimated right now. So we grow a ton of tomatoes that are used for pasta sauce and for pizza and for just salads, okay? And that is getting destroyed this year in 2022. And you're going to see this completely get messed up over the course of the next year, according to this. So read these stories below because they're great. They're really, really good. And again, I don't like pretentious people. Okay, let me tell you guys a quick story. I hate conferences where you have somebody super wealthy or super famous and they bring him in the conference. They walk him in. He talks. He'll sit there and do his 45 minutes. Then they whisk him out the back door. That's bullshit, guys. Okay, and that's the one thing about my events is that I would tell these people, don't come. If you're too important that you can't hang with the common folk that are going to buy a ticket, you know, for 350 or 400 bucks to this thing, don't come, okay? Because it's complete nonsense. So I would make these people be there all day. And even the number 2 guy at the SBA goes, Dan, you don't understand. I'm the guy that gets driven there in a limo and I'm there 15 minutes early. I walk out, talk, and then leave. No. So at lunch, shows up, comes up to me. His name was Brian. He's a great guy, by the way. Brian comes up and goes, look, Dan, look at all these business cards, all these people that want to talk to me about all our services. Brian never did that. Brian never had events like that. And again, what's the worst thing someone's going to ask Brian? Okay, I got security all over the place. I got people that look like they're part of the event, and they would take you out if there was a situation or a problem in any way, shape, or form. Again, what are you going to ask Jamie Dimon if he showed up at an event? Okay, I don't know. I always got a kick out of that, guys. So share your thoughts and all that stuff. It's a beautiful day, okay? But what the best thing is, it's a beautiful day to plan. Plan on what you're going to do with the rest of the summer. Lots of time left, guys. You've got to get ready for this because all the signs are around us. You can sit there and people write me and say, see, Dan, gas is going down in price. You don't know what you're talking about. Inflation's going away. There is no issue. La, 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 la. Okay, maybe, guys. But you guys are kidding yourself if you think that's going to be the way it is. Remember, April. April, we saw inflation drop. You haven't seen anything yet with real estate. Speaking of that, I had a great story sent to me out of the UK where a UK builder, can't think of the name of it off the head, but check the story below. UK builder just filed for liquidation, bankruptcy. They lost their funding. They lost their line of credit. Well, why would they need to borrow money, Dan? The line of credit pays people while they're building, while they're framing out a business. The line of credit is what keeps things going during this time until they get stage payments from the builder. But the builder got shut down, so they have this huge project which was going to be multi-phased. It was going to have, the first one was hundreds of apartments, then townhouses, things for rent that they were going to have, and done, completely finished. But you've got a building half done right now, and with it being half finished, they have no money for this. So think about this. All the subs aren't going to get paid. All the people that put deposits down, oh, we're going to buy them. We're going to move there, next March. No, you're not. Okay? So you're going to see more of that around the globe. This is going to happen. It's going to happen much more, and it's going to happen on a weekly basis, I think. You're going to get to that. So check out the Scott Walters video too, because the one thing that's happening is that I'm getting more real estate people from around the country that are writing me saying, listen to me, I'm from a very prominent real estate firm here in Texas, here in Tennessee, here in South Carolina, here in Virginia, and I don't want my name, I don't want my office, I don't want my city mentioned, because they're going to figure out that it's Claire in this place, okay? So fascinating stuff, guys, but they're telling me the same thing. Trouble is coming when it comes to this stuff. So again, worse than recessionary, more depressionary, but share your thoughts and all this stuff, guys. Let me know what you think about all this so far. Couple of other things to close out the JP Morgan story is that Jamie Dimon's talking about how you're going to see Amazon, Apple, and Facebook get into the financial services business. So they're going to compete with the banks, guys. And Jamie Dimon knows it, and that's a huge problem. So for him, it is. It'll be interesting to see how it's going to help us. But, bank in the metaverse, I think it's ridiculous. So we'll see how that works out. As I walk across the driving range, where you whacking the ball. Ken Griffin, billionaire investor. He hates Chicago right now. In fact, that's where he made his fortune. He's moving out of Chicago right now. Cannot stand the crime, cannot stand the politics, cannot stand the fact that his family is unsafe with his investments. So Ken said, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Ken goes out and puts $1 billion into Florida real estate. So kaboom, man. If you don't think that that's serious, and again, there are hot markets. You can look at guys like Grant Cardone, who believes in Florida, to say the least, Clearwater, and all these other places that he talks about. And I love getting his advice. But for Ken Griffin to go out there and spend $1 billion is something everybody needs to take a look at, to say the least. So share your thoughts on that stuff as we talk about hot and cold markets. There's also a great map, a heat map of the best cities to live in around the world. 10 best and 10 worst cities around the globe. I'm not going to bore you, pick the 10 worst cities, but again, crime is the biggest problem. Governmental issues are the biggest problem, and your safety are the biggest problems with these cities. But take a look at this, because it's kind of cool to see that. The final thing with this little segment is with the post office. The post office has just declared that they're going to have premium pricing during the holidays this year. So, are they going to do it? Absolutely. They're going to raise their prices like you haven't seen before. So again, we've had nothing but horrible service lately from the post office, and they're about to raise their prices through the roof. So, share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I mean, one thing that is funny is that people are starting to tell me that you're seeing holiday items inside the stores like Michael's. You're seeing things like that in the stores now, and it's August, guys. So I don't know if this is left over from last year. I'm gonna plant here for a second. I don't know if this is from last year's merchandise that they're putting out in August for Halloween, but it'll be interesting to see. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. It's a beautiful golf course, guys. Been to a lot of events here, been a lot of weddings and things here. Just nice. It's really, really nice. But I love looking at the driving range where these guys are just whacking the balls, man. So, it's important, guys, to get out. It's important to get exercise. It's important to do things differently in this economy. People are spending more money on having fun right now. But, from a guy who's been traveling a lot, and I've got a lot of business travel coming up over the course of the next month, you're seeing people spend money differently. People want to have fun, but they don't want to spend like they used to. They don't want, to go to Vegas. They want to gamble a little bit, but they don't want to spend like they have been. And the restaurants are down. The certain shows are down, but people are going to Vegas still. So I don't get it, man. I don't get it if they just want the action, but it's an interesting time, to say the least. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Let me know what you're thinking about all this, and there's a lot more to cover. Got a rainbow. Ralph Nader is back, and this time he's out for Tesla, and he is against their autopilot feature. And he has lost it, because he said that this needs to be shut down, it needs to be recalled and removed from all these cars, and that the autopilot feature malfunctions every 8 minutes. There's a malfunction. And he reported this to the NHTSA, which I was like, I've heard of that. What is the NHTSA? National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So he wants it shut down. And this is the same guy, remember Corvair, unsafe at any speed. And again, I thought he retired, but he's back. And now he's got Tesla in his sights, and he says it's an absolute joke, and to call it technology is ridiculous, and that it hasn't been proven yet, and that it's only going to hurt people in the future. So there's that. Share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Elon Musk just sold $7 billion worth of Tesla stock over the course of the last couple weeks, which they don't know the exact reason he did this yet. But again, what do you guys think? Share your thoughts. The Tesla stock split is going to happen within a week or so. I think it's the 17th, shareholders the 17th, that are record of the 17th, get the split, the 3-for-1 on the 24th. We will talk about more of that as it gets closer. Pharmaceutical industry just did a report that more Americans spend money on pharmaceuticals than any other country in the world. That's disgusting, and that's shocking, and that's horrible. And again, take a pill to get yourself better. You know, I still am blown away that we live in a world that you can have, you know, hey, does your foot bother you? You know, tell your doctor to recommend this. I think it's nuts, guys. Even being in the medical industry, I've always thought that was nuts. So share your thoughts on all that stuff, guys, because, you know, you're going to see more of it. So let me know what you think about that. I think that we have only seen the beginning of this. With China's woes, the other thing that I thought was funny with China was Popeyes, the fried chicken, is pulling out of China right now, which, okay, I mean, you know, when you see the sign, you see the story below. Again, they didn't have a lot of stores, but Popeyes. Do you guys eat at Popeyes? They're no longer going to, next time you go to China, you're not going to be able to find a Popeyes. It's going to be devastating. I'm going to end this video with these last few stories. And there's a great article about brand loyalty and how high-end brand loyalty is starting to shift. And that's because people don't have the money to continue to purchase these things that they did, you know, a short time ago. And the big losers, first of all, are Land Rover. Land Rover is losing market share because people are not sticking with the cars. Now, I had a Land Rover car at one point, and I hated it because servicing the car was so expensive, it was disgusting. The reason why I bought the car was my sister's husband, who was the most anal guy on the planet, serviced it, and I bought their lease turnback, and I got a tremendous deal on the car, which was great, but I just thought it was insane every time I would go in there, and they just felt like I was, you know, had an X on me, and they would just shoot at me. Is when it came to the expense of getting the car worked on. It was criminal. Audi and Porsche are the other ones right now that are having a big blow with this. Now, the other thing that's fascinating is Rolex. Rolex watches are taking a huge hit, okay? Now, Rolex in China, you can get a Rolex between 20 and 50% off right now in China. So not that you want to go out and get yourself a Rolex, but that's crazy. And by the way, I'm mixing two stories right now. Now, the brands that are doing really well right now, you've got Maserati, which again, you know, I don't know anybody. My brother-in-law owns a Maserati. He's the only guy I know that ever bought one of those things and paid an absolute fortune for it. And Apple and Tesla are the people that have really good brand loyalty, but they like to stick around with that. So, you know, share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Let me know what you think. It's a beautiful day out here. But final story is potatoes. We're going to have a potato shortage. And, you know, Idaho is a huge potato. That's where a lot of potatoes are grown in the United States, are in Idaho. And they said that they had, you know, we had a problem with flooding in June, and we had problems with this and problems with that. There's a great story below, but we're going to have a massive potato shortage right around the end of the year. So again, stock up. Not that you can stock up on potatoes and hold them, but there are certain things that you can buy that you should stock up on now for what's coming. Because again, another warning. I just was with a friend today, and you know, I got to get water in the house. Got to get a lot of water. So we went and got water for her and stocked up, and that's what you need to do. So, you know, get ready, guys. Okay. You know, Jamie Dimon, if he's talking about how things are bad right now, it's you should take a look at it, okay? Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Share this with everybody. Please comment on the video, okay? Because I'd love to hear from you guys. Don't forget we have an email list that you can join. It's check your spam filter for that. Also, if you want more access, there is Patreon, but I also have the emails listed below if you'd like to reach out directly. If you have any questions, concerns, or anything fun like that, we try to get to it. We've tested out a bunch of new mics lately. La 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 la. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, I can hear you, Dan. Okay. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. I appreciate everything you guys send me, all the gifts, all the cards, all the thoughtful things that you send me, even the people, the haters out there, you people that have all this time on your hands to just sit there and try to dispel everything. It's really working. It's breaking us down. Okay. I will see you guys very soon. Have a great day, guys. Okay. Make it a good week, too.